everyone, it's Rachel from Sweet and Simple Home, and today I wanted to share with you my favorites for Christmas time. So if there's anything that I share that you're excited about, you want to check out, I will try to link as many of the things I can down below, though I'm not sponsored by any of these companies or products or movies or anything like that. I just genuinely really enjoy them, especially this time of year. So let's dive in. So the first category I have for you guys is movies. I've actually broken my movies into categories because I have such a list for you guys. First are classics, movies that I just think are timeless, and these have been favorites for years and years. And the first is White Christmas. I love this movie. It's a musical. It has a lot of Irving Berlin's music that was really popular. It's just a really sweet story, and I love all the actors and actresses in this movie, some of my all-time favorites. Next is It's a Wonderful Life. This is such an iconic Christmas movie. We love this story. There's just nothing more I can say except it's a must-see at Christmas. Next, I absolutely love the original Miracle on 34th Street. I feel like it's this movie that made me fall in love with the 40s as a decade. I love vintage items from that decade. I love the clothing. I love the way they decorated. I think this movie is so sweet, and although the 90s version is sweet in its own way, the original, you just can't beat it. So my next category of Christmas movies that I love are the childhood nostalgia ones for me, the ones that remind me of growing up. The first is Home Alone. I feel like every kid who grew up in the 80s and 90s just watches this movie and you just go back in time to being a kid. There are some things in this movie that are a little vulgar, maybe not so kid-friendly, and I skip over them when my kids are watching them with me. Another nostalgic movie for me is the original animated Grinch. I just have a soft spot for this. I feel like Dr. Seuss's message is so poignant and beautiful. It's short, so if you have little ones, this is a great one to do a family movie night because you don't have to worry about it being too long or anything like that. So I love this movie. Another one that just takes me back to being a kid is Christmas with the Cranks. And just the way their whole neighborhood kind of pulls together and takes care of each other, and just the whole like neighborhood interaction just reminds me of being a kid so much. And I used to be kind of like, oh, I don't know if I like it. It seems kind of negative, but the more I watch it, the more I sort of love how it ends and everything like that. So one of my favorites for sure. So the next category is recent faves. So things that I have recently watched that are somewhat new to the Christmas movie world and really enjoyed. So the first would be the new Grinch, the new one that came out last year. I was super skeptical about this movie. I was like, Benedict Cumberbatch doing the Grinch? I don't know how I feel about that. And though I think the message that you walk away with is completely different than the original, I still feel like they did a fairly good job honoring the original, and the whole message with this one is more about not being alone and reaching out to those people in your life who are alone, whereas the original Grinch, the message is more that there's more to Christmas than gifts and all the activities. There's something more to Christmas as the original. Both messages are very sweet and very important this time of year, so I enjoyed it. So the next movie that I've just totally loved, and I can't believe I didn't know about sooner, is The Star. That's such a sweet movie, and if you love bringing faith into your Christmas celebrations, this is such a great movie for that. It is really well done, it's funny, it has wonderful music. I think it's a great film. Christmas music. You guys know I'm such a music nerd. I don't try to hide it from you guys anymore. I feel like music can add so much depth to your Christmas celebration. I actually have a playlist of Christmas music that I love that I created for you guys. I just put it all together in a playlist, labeled it Christmas Music I Love, and I'll link it down below for you guys. Next category is scents, Christmas scents. So I don't use candles very much in my house unless it's homemade or just completely natural, and that's just because chemically scented things just really bug me. They give me headaches, they just make me feel icky. I use a lot of essential oils or homemade things in my house to scent my house at Christmas, and I gotta tell you, I found some really great scent combinations that I'm loving. First thing I wanted to show you was something I actually picked up at a local like craft fair. And it's this mulling spice mix, and this guy makes it locally, but I'll see if I can find it for you guys online. It's orange peel, cinnamon, cloves, and allspice, and you put this to simmer on your stove in some apple juice or cider. You can also just put it in water and just let the smell fill your home, and I've got it on the stove right now, and I added some orange peels from our lunch. You can dry it out when you're done and keep reusing it. And I asked the guy how many times you can do that, and he says as many times as you want. So I have some essential oils that I'm really loving, and I am affiliated with Simply Earth, so I always have a link for you guys down in the description box for Simply Earth. They are my favorite essential oil company. One of the combinations that I just love, every time I put it in my diffuser, I do about 4 or 5 drops of balsam fir and 4 drops of whatever citrus I feel like, either lemon or orange or lime or grapefruit even I've done, and I just love that combination of that really fir woodsy smell with citrus. Oh, it's to die for. I also really enjoy sweet orange with cinnamon. I feel like that's a classic scent combo. It kind of reminds me of having a simmer pot on, so if I don't have the energy or time to put together a simmer pot, I can just throw the drops in my diffuser, be good to go. One that's been working really great for stuffy noses, as we've had colds and viruses already in our house, that's eucalyptus with lime. I love this combination. It is so fresh. It is so good for the sinuses and just kind of relaxing at the same time. An evening combination that I really love year-round, but especially at Christmas, is frankincense and lavender. So about 4 drops of frankincense and 4 drops of lavender together. The smell is very soothing, very calming, very chill. I am kind of a sweet tooth girl, and so I love Christmas treats, Bob's peppermints. I love these things. They like melt in your mouth. They don't have corn syrup, so my youngest son Clive, who has a corn allergy, can have them. And a friend of mine found us some candy canes that also don't have corn syrup. I have no idea how she found these. There's a candy cane that Clive can have, so I thought I'd throw that in here as well because we were super excited about that. I also recently picked up these snowmen from a friend's Etsy store, and I will link her store down below. She has a bunch of vintage Christmas items that are so cute. They're made in Poland, and it's this little sort of Russian doll. I don't know the technical word for it, forgive me, I can't think of it at the moment. It's so perfect for my home. I also had a really great time making some cards with a friend of mine. She is a Stampin' Up gal and has all kinds of toys to play with at her house. So she actually made this card for the school to give to my husband, and it's just the most beautiful card. I loved it. She invited me over. I made a ton of these cards and I love them. And what's really cool is that stamp that you see in the background, that plaid, is actually from a giant stamp, which was really fun. So I had a good time and I love the way they turned out. So I also wanted to chat about Christmas books. I love Christmas books. I'm kind of a Christmas book nerd. I've got my box next to me here. Ugh. I mentioned in my yard sale, where I put my Christmas yard sale find video, that I have Christmas books, and many of you requested that I share them with you. So I'm just gonna pull them out and share them with you one by one. I have a few board books, Christmas board books that we really enjoy. This one is The Best Snowman Ever, and it's about a little mouse named Molly. So that was why we bought that one, but it's a really cute story. Clive got this in his stocking last year. I got it at a thrift store for $1 or something like that. It's not the most engaging story, but it's really fun to just, you know, be silly with at Christmas time. I have some Christmas golden books. I have the classic Jingle Bells, which is really fun. The Christmas music is actually in the back. So if you are musically inclined, you got your music right there. This is The Christmas Tree That Grew, and this was one that I had as a little girl. So when I found it for like 10 cents or something at a yard sale, I grabbed it. This was another one I had as a little girl, Raggedy Ann and Andy. I think I got this for free at a thrift store, and it's just a childhood memory for me. This was another yard sale find. I think I paid like $1 for it or something, but it's one of the Shape golden books. And it's really, really cute, really sweet. We like this one a lot. This one was actually mine as a kid. My siblings and I had this when we were little. This, treasure. The Littlest Christmas Tree was a gift to Liam a few years back. Such a cute story. We love this one. Another yard sale find, though I believe this one is a reproduction. It is a very cute golden book, shape book. It has some really cute illustrations of Santa. This was one I found this summer at a yard sale. I think I even paid $1 for it, which is a lot for me to pay for a book, but we had this one when I was little. The nostalgia of it. It's actually, again, not the best written book, I'll admit that, that, but I do love the illustrations. Here's one I got at a rummage sale, I believe, Joy of Giving. I think I paid $1.25 for it. This is a great book to just reinforce values at Christmas time about giving and caring for others. Another nostalgic book for me, this one is from the 90s. I remember reading this in like 3rd grade with my buddy reader. Did you guys ever have buddy readers when you were kids? I had a specific memory for this, so when I saw it at a yard sale for $1.25, I had to have it. This is a classic kids book. There's actually on Amazon Prime an animated Snowy Day show that's really sweet, so I like to read the book and then watch the show with the kids when it's snowing outside. Really fun. So not necessarily Christmas, but definitely perfect for this time of year. White Snow, Bright Snow. This is another reproduction book. I think I got it for 25 cents, 50 cents. This is a music book that was a gift from my friend Whitney, and it's just really great. It has all kinds of music in it. She got it for me when I was still teaching music, but I love it. I shared this one in a recent thrift haul video, but it is just fairy tales, but I keep it up here with the Christmas books because it has Hansel and Gretel and then the elves with the shoes in it, and I feel like that's just kind of very Christmassy in a way, so we're keeping it with our Christmas books right now. These two books I've had since I was a kindergarten teacher forever ago. I had these in my classroom and I loved them. And one thing you may not know about these snowman books is the illustrator hides things in the illustrations that you can find, and my kids and I love trying to find them all. Santa Mouse, another classic. This one is a reproduction, but it's so sweet, so cute, and we love this story. This one is such a fun version of A Night Before Christmas. If you have kids who love Legos, this was a gift to my son Liam, and it's so great because all the illustrations are Lego. So a fun way to enjoy that poem. So I have a couple vintage versions of A Night Before Christmas. This one was a gift from my sister. This one I got for free at a yard sale. Can't believe that. They're both Whitman, both really sweet and flocked. They have the flocked illustrations and so cool. Love these books. I have my Vintage Ideals magazine up here. I've talked about this so much this year. You guys are probably tired of it. But I found this for 50 cents at a yard sale, and it has really, really beautiful illustrations, photographs, poetry. Oh my goodness. Can you even handle that? No, I can't. So this is a great one to read a poem in the evening to your kids, something like that. This is another one I've had since I was a teacher, and you can see it has been through a lot. It's Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Stephen Kellogg. I love Stephen Kellogg's illustrations. He just does, he's a maximalist. He's a maximalist, and I love it. He just goes all out. Like this page here unfolds on both sides. Anyway, it was a favorite in my classroom. It's a favorite amongst my kids. It's probably super old now. Yeah, 2004 was when I bought this. That's a long time ago now. 15, 16 years ago. Weird. Alright, I have a small Jan Brett collection. I would love to grow my Jan Brett collection because I love her too. So we have the hat, the mitten, Christmas trolls, and Gingerbread Baby. And Gingerbread Baby I had in my classroom. Christmas Trolls was a gift from my grandma, and the mitten and the hat were gifts from my sister-in-law. Here is the nativity book that I just die over. I love this. It's so beautiful. It's illustrated by Masha. All the pages have some sort of gilded gold on them. It's from a local church sale. I bought it for 50 cents. It has the church's like library card in it. Can you believe it? I can't believe nobody ever checked this out. It's crazy. I would have checked it out like every year. So this is copyright 1943, and I just love this book. This is one of my kiddos' favorites. It's Muddy Paws. My grandparents bought this for Molly and Liam when they were really young. And it's my grandparents' writing. My grandpa's writing actually on the inside, and he's no longer with us, so this is kind of precious. And last but not least, I have this beautiful book. It is called Take Joy, illustrated by Tasha Tudor, and this book is wonderful. So there is Christmas music. Here's Away in the Manger. And there's like beautiful illustrations that go with it. And there's also little short stories and excerpts. Lots of little Christmassy stories very family friendly and wholesome and just really sweet this time of year. So I love this one. This one is a family treasure for sure. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my Christmas favorites. I know it was so much fun for me to share them with you. And I wanted to let you know this is going to be my last video of 2019. I take Christmas break off with my kiddos and their break starts today, the day that you're watching this. So I just am going to be home, be mom, just focus on family and spending time with everyone during the holidays. And I'll be back in January once my kids are back in school, because I'm not going to worry about filming at all when they're home. As long as YouTube allows me to do what I'm doing, I'm going to do it. So I hope you'll ride this wave of change in YouTube with me, and we can continue to just bring you the best we can here at the Sweet and Simple Home. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for another year here at the Sweet and Simple Home. You guys are just the best. You mean the world to me. Just many thanks, many blessings, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Take care, and I'll be back in 2020. Bye.